Here is a 2024 BMW M8 Competition in Dravid Gray Metallic over black, full Milano Madran interior. This is the supercar for the BMW line in the sense of what you're getting as a total package is horsepower, torque, quick 0 to 60s. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and it puts these vehicles to shame because of what you're getting as a price point when you're talking about Audi, Mercedes, Porsche, even going to the new Maserati Gran Turismo. Starting in the front, you get the aggressive fascia. We have the carbon exterior package that's going to highlight some of the trim pieces, gloss black, that's going to match the Dravid Gray Metallic with the vertical bars, M8 badging that works into the icon BMW LED headlights, BMW laser, and daytime runnings. Clearance is going to be under 4.5 inches, but you're expecting that because the 0 to 60s in this BMW is quoting 3 seconds. This is a track and everyday worthy vehicle, and it's all derived because of what's underneath this long, elegant hood. 4.4 liter V8, twin turbo, producing 617 horsepower. And the reason why is in 2022, they gave the competition for free, which increased the horsepower by 17. 553 pound-feet of torque paired to an 8-speed ZF automatic transmission. Top speed, around 155 miles per hour, but it gets even better. We have these staggered 20-inch multi-spoke alloy wheels, so it unlocks 190 miles per hour. M brakes, 6 pistons housed in the front. This disc is over 15 inches. Think of a pizza, because I used to own a pizzeria. I would sell 16 inches a large. This already got the pepperonis because it has the slots and it's ventilated and it's a 2-piece, so it can breathe better for that track performance. In the weight distribution, 55.2, 44.8. Comparing this to the all-new Maserati Gran Turismo, this is going to beat the Trofeo. This is at speeds of the MC20, which you could buy a his and her for that. Comparing against Mercedes AMG S63, it's going to have more performance for horsepower, but it's actually a few tenths of a second slower than this. Audi RS7, same thing. This is going to beat it. Go to the Porsche Turbo S. You're at a tenth of a second faster, and you're over $30,000 more MSRP, and this is pretty decked out when you see the interior. The carbon fiber comes on the side for the air vent, the M-Spec side view mirrors, and the roof. Because of that carbon fiber, it also gives a lower center of gravity. So it's going to feel a little bit more agile. Just like I was saying, similar to a supercar. And the carbon fiber doesn't stop there. The trunk lid spoiler gets it. LED taillights that wrap around. M8 Competition. Just seeing that badge, I still remember when they didn't have a 2021 model. I was so upset because this is my absolute favorite vehicle. I'm not biased to it. I'm just stating the facts, what's on paper and the actual performance numbers that this thing has. It's one of those sweet spots if you're at $150,000 to $180,000 pricing for a vehicle. Otherwise, you're going to drop to an M4 Competition because you get over 500 horsepower. The 0 to 60 is around 3.4 seconds. So you can see what I mean. You'll be saving about $50,000 to $80,000. Really, that's the absolute sweet spot, and you'll get these same wheels. Kick to open or power liftgate, going into almost 14 cubic feet of storage. We get a cubby here and kind of a little cubby here. You can fold down the rear seats in the back at a 50-50 split. And that will increase cargo capacity to this coupe. It's not necessarily the most wide opening, but it's enough. You buy this because of the twin turbo V8. Let's go inside, start it up so you can hear that exhaust note. Way power seat adjustment, heated, ventilated. This M8 lights up, and we have manual cushion extensions, memory for both the front. Headroom, not going to be an issue for this coupe, nor is leg room. It's a deep footwell, and they make it very easy for the front occupants. Suede inserts for the dash. Alcantara for the dash, heads-up display with the leather wrap. Dual climate control settings is standard. This is a 12.3 infotainment screen with Apple CarPlay that's wireless, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio. This is not the iDrive 8. Click into here so you can see all the apps we have. This is the car, so when you go into the M menu, this is for the configuration for the M2 or M1 paddles that's in front of the paddle shifters. What that means is you configure it. So this would be like your daily sport configuration. And then if you're going on the track, it's 3 seconds BMW's quoting, you just go through here and make it more track derived. So you don't have full potential, but you unlock it with number 2. Put it into reverse. 360-degree reverse camera, full trajectory with backup assist. This has the 3D view, but you have the gesture, you can touch, and you can use the iDrive mouse to go all around the vehicle. Click this button here and go into your car wash to see the trajectory that's going to project on the front. Going into the gloss black elements, ambient lighting that goes around the satin aluminum and the carbon fiber inlays. I like the M leather shifter, opening this into a wireless charging pad, the key fob for the M8 Competition Coupe. USB, 12 volt. You can option these to be ventilated or heated. It's going to be soft. Opens up. It's not so deep, but it is pushed back and pretty wide with a USB and a 12 volt. Leather wrap steering wheel, it's heated. 3-spoke, multi-function, adaptive cruise control. The gauge cluster can go through an array of information, and you can also change the driving modes, which will make it a little bit more sporty. The door panels get the Alcantara on the top, and you get that two-tone. It's going to be soft, quilted. I like the contrast stitching, one touch up and down for all the windows, Bauer & Wilkins upgraded sound system, and a long storage pocket that can fit about 2 beverages inside. To go into the back, pull this, it's going to electronically move forward. Takes a few seconds, but when you're spinning over 150,000, you got some time. Let's go inside. Has a little bit of a lip. Fold this, the rails are pushed back, you expect it for a coupe. The nice thing though is when it adjusts back, once it feels you, it's going to give you at least half an inch or so. Headroom is not desirable for the coupe at all. I got to sit like this. There's absolutely nothing for me to use as armrest, storage, no third climate control, no USB. We get a sound system. So you have to press and hold the M mode to get into track. Unleashing 617 horsepower, 0 to 60 BMW says 3 seconds. I want to see. It's quick. 6 pistons in the front. This thing is insane, and it's comfortable. You don't typically get a comfortable ride and an insane ride all mixed in. Weight distribution isn't perfect 50-50, but it's still pretty good at 55.2, 44.8, so you can do this. But 3 seconds, it's just so dang fast that because speed limits are not as fast as these vehicles are, it does take some of the fun away, but you can still take it on the track and really enjoy what you have underneath the hood. It's going to take me to some pros and cons, starting with the pros. It's an everyday track-worthy vehicle. Even though you sit low to the ground, the hood is raised up quite a bit because I got the seat down in the lowest settings position, but it feels like a race car, and on the exterior, it screams like a supercar. I like the blend that we're working with. The weight distribution is still better than the majority of the rivals. The Maserati Gran Turismo will be a little bit more, but you're talking $230,000 for a Trofeo to have similar performance numbers to this. That's pretty crazy. And that's a twin turbo V6. This is a twin turbo V8. Going against competition, it gets even more pros because the savings is anywhere from $30,000 to over $50,000. In most cases, you can nearly get a his and her for one of these compared to the rivals. Some cons is in the back seat, there's absolutely nothing. There's no need for the back seat because they offer a competition package as standard since 2022. I feel like they should have just added a delete kit for that. You're not gonna lose that much weight. Before we get back to the pros and cons, it's an M8. It's so much fun. Another con though is even in sport mode, it will still do the auto start stop. We do not receive iDrive 8, which can be something that is a good or a bad thing depending on your preference for technology, but for updates, this is going to be something that they discontinue sooner. Another disadvantage, you get the exhaust that filters in, but not as much as you get for road noise that filters in. And because we house over 600 horsepower, I would like to hear that all the time, even in sport mode, without having to engage the active exhaust. We're at a stoplight, we are in sport, and you can see the car is dead in auto start stop. Now we go. That was just sport mode for everyday drive mode. You can hit your 8th gear. It's kind of hard because you really want to give it a little go. It's still a comfortable ride even though we have a staggered wheel setup. Another con is that auto start stop. It happens in all BMWs too. It's not just this. I just typically forget to tell people about it because I get a little excited in some of the reviews. It turns the vehicle off around 3 to 4 miles per hour. So coming to a light, the engine comes off. It can be something that might scare a first-time buyer for a BMW, or if you don't know. And if you turn the wheel, it's not going to turn it on, but in other vehicles, it will turn it on. Going back to the competition, Audi makes a great vehicle. The Quattro system is a little bit more heavy. That's why the 0 to 60 is also a little bit slower. You're getting a very powerful variant out of the RS7. Quick numbers, and that is the absolute king, my favorite variant for Audi. But this is faster and you're going to save money. Dynamically speaking, you barely have to turn the steering wheel to get in and out of lanes. Because it's long for the hood, you can tell where the bumpers are. It feels a little bit wide, but when you're at these pricing, you already know that you're looking for something that's either exotic, sports car, or supercar, because you're right in the same ballpark pricing. So you're expecting it to be a little bit over the top. It's not as much over the top, I would say, as an MC20, but it's very similar to a Gran Turismo. Going against the Porsche, when you get into the Turbo S, it's so much more money. Yeah, the 0 to 60 is 0.1 second quicker, but on a track, is it really going to be much more performance than this, because the weight distribution is actually better. And as for the Mercedes AMG S63, another powerhouse variant. But again, when we're looking apples to apples pricing and things of that nature, the spec sheets don't lie. So you can say whatever you want negative. It's hard to really pick out cons on a vehicle that is priced under those variants and yet gets better performance numbers. 15 MPGs for the city, 22 MPGs for the highway. You're not buying this vehicle for MPGs. You're buying it for a cruise, track, and daily blend mixture. The seats, very comfortable. When you get into Mercedes, their cushions are a little bit more so, but you're going to see a little bit more plastic amenities in the interior here because of the upgrades, which we have over $10,000 of those. It makes this stand out. The Audi RS is going to be more firm because of the quilted design that's in their interior, and you're going to have a lot of technology in the sense of you have 3 digital readers. So this is a little bit more simplified because you actually have knobs and buttons for the climate control or to turn on and off the sound system, and everything else is going to be derived through the screen like any other vehicle. Turn radius at a stop point is going to get about 2 lanes. It's over 200 inches. Let's go. I left it purposely in second gear so I can feel all of the dynamics switching to that rear bias axle, which makes it incredible. You can feel the power instantly if you downshift, and if you don't, then you can feel it moving on the vehicle. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like. And I'd like to thank BMW of Wesley Chapel for giving us this 2024 BMW M8 Competition Coupe for our car review.